Hello to all and welcome back to War Thunder Aviation. I'm Brother Templar, and for today's video we will be having a look at patience in War Thunder and how sometimes by just waiting or by assessing the situation better rather than just jumping straight into it, you can achieve far greater results, I think it's fair to say. But before we get into anything like that for the video, I just want to say that for those of you who aren't aware, I have now hit 1,000 subscribers on my channel. Now I have no idea why, and I have no idea how, but for some reason the last couple of days I got like, 50 subscribers a day or something? It's been pretty insane, I don't really know why. But either way, I'm more than happy to see that I've hit 1,000 far earlier than I thought I would. And yeah, I guess I'll have to do another subscriber special video then. So if you do want something on the channel for my 1,000 subscriber special, then I will put a poll up on Twitter as per usual, so go over there and vote for whatever you want to see as the 1,000 subscriber special video on this channel. So, with all that said, welcome to a World War II Chronicles event, known as Gual Canal, I believe. And as you can see, I'm flying out in my P-39Q, an aircraft I've already made a review on some time ago, and is an aircraft that, well, I have a love-hate relationship with. I mean, I love its 37mm one-hit kill cannon of death, positioned in the nose, but I absolutely hate its lack of accuracy, fire rate, ammunition load, and just about everything else you can think of said 37mm cannon, which is the main reason why I don't really fly it out that much, and I don't actually like flying it out very much, especially when you're against maneuverable aircraft that it takes a long time to get one of these shots on target with. But regardless, I found a zero, and I gave him something. I think that was just a 50 cal hitting it and not doing a whole lot. But regardless, I'm not going to turn around for pretty obvious reasons, and I'm just going to keep on going forward, make sure I'm keeping a maximum speed at all times, and I'm going after this zero dead ahead, so line the shots, and dead. Very nice. So, in case you haven't noticed, the entire Japanese side is on the deck, fighting our American side that's also on the deck, which is great if you're a maneuverable aircraft, but not so great if you're in a less maneuverable aircraft, say American ones, for example. But either way, a zero goes for head-on, and oh, a critical hit, and oh, Gordon Bennett, God, he's really gone up, hasn't he? Yes, I think that's a kill to the 50 cals actually. I don't think the 37mm did that, for one of two reasons. First of all, high explosive shells don't really set things on fire on this game, and the second reason is that he would have detonated and gone in many different directions at about the same time if that was the 37mm cannon. So yeah, once again, not really a big fan of the 37mm, it must be said. But with all that well and good, I've now got 2 kills, and I'm going after these other 2 zeros that are dogfighting a P-38 at low altitude. Yeah, that's not really a good idea if you intend on surviving an American aircraft. But regardless, we've got him here. No, we don't have him here. We've sort of slightly angered him a bit, and that's about your lot. Yeah, once again, no hit with a 37mm. I don't even think the first kill was a hit with the 37mm, now I think about it. I don't think I get a single kill in this entire game with the cannon, because it doesn't really do anything, unfortunately. Maybe it's just because I'm really inaccurate, but I can never get it to work on this aircraft. But childish euphemisms aside, and as we can see, we're currently jumping on a zero, so line the guns and fire. He turns just at the right time, and fire again, and that was only a hit by a 50 cal, didn't do a lot, and then he shoots back at us, which was a little bit rude, and then he turns away. Not really too sure why, no one was going for him, but, you know, if that's what he wants to do, he can do that if he wants. Now it does appear that there is a Zero coming at us from a high altitude at high speed and isn't looking overly friendly, so it's probably important that we get rid of this Zero here. Oh, our ally got it, never mind. Not like I was going to hit it anyway. And that Zero is now down with us, so now to do the logical step, which is to try and dogfight the Zero. Or chase after the Zero. But don't think either of which are working particularly well, so let's go for one of his buddies. And is this guy coming for us? He's not. What about this guy? Is he feeling like he wants to go for a bit of a tango? He's also not. What about this guy? Well, he's in a bomber, so he's definitely not going to want to. But I'm going to bring it to him anyway. Aha, critical strike to his gunner. Right. Well, I'll be frank with you. I don't really think that's impeded his flight performance too much, if we're honest. Oh no, our ally got it again. Alright, another assist then, I suppose. Honest to God, the amount of assists I've got in this game so far, I think are actually more than the amount of kills. Honestly. But oh well. Time to jump back down onto these Zeros. Something just went past me. I'm going to ignore it, because if you can't see it, it's not there, which is a great policy to live by. And, oh, there he is, it's a Zero. Well, it appears he's trying to turn fight us, so let's fire at him. Oh, that was a miss. And that was also a miss. And I'm out of cannon. Great. I mean, not that I was using it anyway, but, you know, sort of better than nothing, really. And these 50 cals, well, they don't really hit very hard, if we're honest. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is where the lesson of this video begins. As you see, I got hit by a bit of the old flak, and decided that with no cannon, little machine gun ammo, and now flak damage, it's probably a good idea that I head back to base, and not risk everything on my 50 cals right over their airbase with all that AA cover. And some time has passed, and, well, not a whole lot has happened, really. I mean, so far, me and two allies went back to the base and landed, and as we were taking off, I noticed that it was a 3-on-3. So I put in the chat, 3-on-3 there, look at that. Who says I'm not good at maths? Just saying. And just as I was taking off, I noticed there was a Zero very high and approaching us rapidly. So I simply alert our team and run away. Because, well, let's be frank here, Zeros are fucking terrifying. I mean, in this event alone, I have flown the Americans about 15-20 times, and I've flown the Japanese once as a Zero, and of those 15 times I flew America, I survived maybe 3-4 times, and every single time it was a hard fought battle, never got more than like 2 kills, and the one time I flew the Japanese, I immediately got 3 kills in the space of about 3 minutes. So yeah, I'm absolutely terrified of Zeros, if I am honest. Now, in case you haven't noticed, the game has now sped up, because this is a whole lot of nothing happening, basically, other than me running away, and waiting for an opportunity to turn around, which just presented itself just now. So, we go back to normal time, and this Zero wants to go for a head-on, so we'll let him go for a head-on. He clips my wing, that wasn't very nice of him, and he turns around, and yeah, I'm not gonna turn with a Zero. It's just not happening. I mean, don't get me wrong, the P-39 is actually pretty maneuverable. In fact, it's one of the most maneuverable sort of Tier 2 and beyond aircraft America actually has. But even so, it's still not a Zero. So we speed back up time, and the chase continues. Now, you may have noticed by now that this game is getting a bit boring, and is taking quite a while, and I apologise, but it showed a very good life lesson. Oh yes it did, which is why I decided to make a video on it. In fact, my original video I was going to make was going to be on playing both sides of this event, and I was really struggling to get any good clips of the Americans, but my first time I played Japan, as I already said, I got 3 kills in like no time, and that was that done, so I never played Japan again. But I couldn't get one good game as America. As I already said, the best I've ever done is 2 kills. But, oh, could I make it 3? No, I couldn't. And once again, he turns back around, and I don't, because, once again, still not going to turn with him, really. No, I don't really want to die, you see. That's what I'm concerned about, really. And it would appear that he's probably got bored of flying after me for so long, so I'm just going to turn around and have yet another go at him. So, line the guns up here. I'm just going to go for head-ons at this point because I've got nothing else to go for. He breaks off, I continue forward. I wonder if he's going to turn around. Oh, he has indeed turned around. Wonderful. Now, at this point, all of my team is dead, like everyone. I'm the last man standing and I am against 3 zeros in a P39. That is what we call in the business being down shit creek without a paddle. And in fact, well, I think that's underselling it a bit if we're honest. It's more like being down shit ocean without any hands or arms. So, it's a pretty bad situation to be in if we're honest. And just to make matters worse, my fuel is about to run out, and I am quite badly damaged on my wing. So, I have little option but to land, otherwise I'm going to run out of fuel. That's me being cautious, mind you. And so what did these zeros do when they see me low and trying to land, but of course I can't land while they're still flying over me because they're just going to kill me? Well, they could do one of 2 things realistically at this point. They outnumber me 3-1, I'm trying to land, so what they could do is A, go after the targets that have just appeared that would probably win them the game, or B, jump down in the hopes of trying to kill me despite the fact they hold significant advantage, and by doing so throwing away all of their advantages to the gamble that my AA won't shoot them down before they shoot me down. Can you guess what happens? Yep, so as you can see, that first guy came in, he seemed to get quite badly damaged, but he does seem to be still flying. Next up, the second guy wants a go, so that's fair enough, he can come down and have a go, and crashes into the floor. I didn't even need the AA cover for that. And what's that? Oh, that's right, the third guy is now coming in. So I put it onto a knife edge, spin it around, and he gets a bad clip on me, and then tries to turn it around. I do not that and just try to run like bloody buggery, and he fires more at me, and dead. So the game has now just gone from a 3-on-1 certain victory to Japan to a 1-on-1, and I'm currently closer to my runway than that guy is, so I'm holding all the cards. Time has moved on, and for the 3rd and final time of this video, I am back in the air to give those Japanese fighters the old what for. Now, before we actually get into the fight, you'll just notice that I've just spotted the enemy Zero just taking off from his runway, so hopefully he hasn't spotted me yet, but there's no real way of knowing, unfortunately, at this type of range. So before we actually get to him, I just want to make it clear that I was not just running to my base to get AA cover. I was not doing it at all, and because, well, first of all, I'm not a dick, and I don't just do that when my team's about to lose, and secondly, every single time I landed, I was quite clearly low on fuel and or damaged or low on ammo. So every time I landed, I was doing it genuinely because I had to land and I was running out of options. Not only this, but also, even if we were to think for 1 second that I was actually trying to be a dick and just bait them, the fact that they jumped in after me when they could have quite easily won is still just astounding to me. So either way, he's finally turned back around after he saw that my team is now taking the A point. I want to point out, at this point in time, the game has been going on for 35 minutes. Yeah, I know. And in case you aren't already aware, we are the last 2 aircraft on the team, so everything is now at stake. So what's going to happen? Well, let's find out as we zoom back over to the Zero, who's now turned around, looking for another head-on. I'm trying to fire ahead of him, but I don't really want to try my luck too much. And the reason for this is very simple. Because I'm holding all the cards, there is no reason for me to go on any head-ons that would result, you know, a potentially 50-50 chance. Every time we get too close or we get within any means of real gunnery range, I immediately break off. Because, once again, I'm not going to turn with a 0, and because that I'm winning by a lot of points, so there's no point in wasting my advantage. And this, once again, continues with the theme of caution. And so, with all that in mind, I've just noticed that I'm down to only 3.5 minutes of fuel, because it took me about most of my fuel just finding this guy, and now I'm running low again, so I've got to head back to base. Now, although it's not an advisable thing to do to drop all this altitude just to land at my base when the enemy's right on my tail, because all he can do now is, well, I'm basically giving him all the cards at this point. All he has to do is just wait an ambush from me to take off or something, and he could probably quite easily kill me. Or he could just go for the targets that are on the ground while I'm going in for landing, and bring back the tickets, maybe even win the game through tickets alone. So, you know, obviously he's going to do one of those things. It's the only logical thing to do. Oh, he appears to be coming here. Well, surely he's not going to try and attack me on some fruitless attempt. I mean, his 2 allies, he watched die trying to do this. There's no way he's also going to do it, right? Right? Are you actually kidding me? Please tell me this is some kind of joke. Oh, no, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. The end of the game, and somehow, despite the fact they held every single advantage, they threw it all away in a pointless gamble to try and get the final kill of the game. And I hope this has been some kind of educational video to all of you, that when you're holding all the advantages, don't just throw them away against enemies that hold a significant disadvantage against you. And for God's sake, don't attack people over their own airfields. I mean, that just goes without saying, really. And to end the video for today, I will leave you with the immortal words from William Shakespeare that are, "Caution is preferable to rash bravery." So, I thank you all very much for watching. Please make sure to like, comment and subscribe, and go to my Twitter to vote on what you want to see for my 1000 subscriber special. And until next time, I say I'll thank you very much, and I'll see you then.